Hello friend and welcome to the slowest sim driving channel on YouTube. I'm Grandpa Goes Gaming and we're at Le Mans for the next round of Seek the Sunrise. This is our Group 2 Endurance Series. This is a sprint race for bonus points. So let's go to the track. On pole we've got Vagrant, one of our gentleman drivers. All the gentleman drivers are Chimp Chaser and PT05. Then moving back we've got the drivers in reverse championship order. Myself, McFlurry, Tweetman, Dr. Pepsi, Kevman and John Boy, our current series leader. Before the action really starts, I want to apologise for the microphone audio. I've had a bit of a glitch with my regular microphone, so I've had to change setup. Apologies if it sounds a little bit weird. Vagrant with a penalty immediately, but a reasonably clean start except for Vagrant, who puts the power down too hard and spins himself to the side. He's managed to correct it, but that's put PT05 into the lead. And Tweetman already in third in that Audi. He's going to want to get to the Mulsanne straight as quickly as he can as PT05 goes off. Oh, Tweetman's got himself a penalty for an impact there, so he may have been responsible for somebody else going off. Tweetman. So yeah, Tweetman wants to get to the Mulsanne straight as fast as he can because he's got that DRS in the Audi, which may be absolutely crucial in this race. When these cars race in the endurance race, the next race up, they're going to have to worry about their tyres and their fuel. No such worries in this race. It's just a push to the end, 15 minutes with their feet to the floor. And oh, Kevman had his foot to the floor too far and he's missed the first chicane. So Kevman on the back foot straight away. But Tweetman now leads the race up at the front from PT05. Then McFlurry, Dr. Pepsi, Vagrant, myself, John Boy and Kevman at the back. However, Tweetman with that penalty, will he be able to stay in the lead? I don't think he will. PT05 there hassling him with that superior top speed. Some Group 2s far more powerful than others, but the one PT05 is driving is going to be it's harsh on its tyres, so it's something of a sprint car. But the same for John Boy. He's got a car which is harsh on its rear tyres, and he's going to be pulling up through the field in these long straight sections. Right now he's about to go past me, I think. Are we all going to make it? No, we're not. McFlurry sails on into the gravel. We've lost another car, so I think we've lost Dr. Pepsi, and that's a pity because he should do pretty good in the Group 2s. Right now Tweetman filming the slipstream of PT05. We've got John Boy, it's just made it up into 4th place, so he's going to be trying to stay on the back of Vagrant because even if he can't get past Vagrant through overtaking him, Vagrant is about to serve that penalty. So John Boy will be free to then chase after Tweetman, his big rival. These two often have great duels, but I think that Tweetman's going to drop behind John Boy with this penalty. Let's have a look where he ends up. Currently 2nd, down to 3rd, 4th. Kevman recovering well. So John Boy up into 2nd place. That was a quick turnaround for John Boy from the back of the pit, but the back of the grid rather. But that is why he's currently leading the championship. And McFlurry now all over the back of Tweetman. It looks as though Tweetman's having a go at Kevman. Doesn't quite make that work. He's keeping the pressure on though. Tweetman trying to attack. Oh, McFlurry, big wibble, just halted his progress, and I think Tweetman got that wrong as well, which allowed myself through. Big shake of the order. Tweetman right to the back of the field in the space of 1 or 2 corners, but it's PT05 who leads at the end of the first lap, and John Boy chasing after him. We know John Boy likes to hunt down and dispatch his opponents as quickly as he can. Kevman still on that 3rd place, but in 4th. I'm getting attacked by McFlurry. Oh, physically attacked. Shoved out the way. McFlurry backs off. Unhappy with that. Good sportsmanship. Thank you very much, McFlurry. But he's going to get the move done just here. We've lost another car. We've lost Chimp Chaser. So already hemorrhaging cars in this race. Let's hope we don't lose any more because we want a decent sized field. Looks like McFlurry there now down in last. trying to make a move. Kevman is caught up with John Boy, and John Boy's caught up with PTO5. So these big, heavy brutes, not so great through the tight, twisty, turny stuff, but here on the straight is where they will shine. You can see there, John Boy starting to pull away from Kevman. Kevman doing all he can to stay in the slipstream, which is exactly what I'm trying to do to Kevman here. Stay in the slipstream as we go into the chicane, and that's a cut from John Boy. Is that going to be a penalty? If that's a penalty, he's going to be most upset. But there's a grandpa in third place. That can't last very long, surely. Tweetman side by side with the grandpa mobile. I think he's using that DRS to just give himself a little bit of advantage here. And quite rightly so. If the car's got it, use it. That's the way Group 2 works. Third, fourth, fifth and sixth all bunched up together while the two lead cars start scampering away. And Tweetman is cemented that overtake. Kevman's having a real yo-yo of a race. From near the front to the back to near the front and now to the back again. But we're going to go 3 wides towards the Mulsanne hairpin. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not safe. Oh, I can barely look. McFlurry gets in there first. Has he managed to get it stopped this time? Almost. That was better, McFlurry, but not quite good enough to hold that position. And it's Kevman who holds fourth. The Grandpa Mobile down in last place, which is where we're used to seeing it really, but you know, I say it in every video, I'd rather have a race than a result, and I do like these pack races. So Kevman currently leading the battle that's going on, although he's caught up with Tweetman. So Kevman looking for a podium position. There aren't many points on offer for these sprint races, but the points there are all important. You never know when you might need 1 point or 2 at the end of the season to just give you that victory. Well, Tweetman now starting to hound John Boy as we've come through the tighter stuff. Once again, the leaders not having as much pace as the newer cars behind them. Kevman looked like he's going to have a look at John Boy, but McFlurry intervened. McFlurry trying to go up the inside of Kevman, couldn't do it. But McFlurry feisty as always. John Boy got a mirror full of Kevman. I think John Boy's had a little wide. Yeah, John Boy went wide and he's lost all his progress, gone down to 4th place. So John Boy once again with everything to do, in fact 5th now. So that's one of the situations where you go slightly offline, somebody comes through, that puts you more offline, and everybody else just follows them through. John Boy down to last very briefly, but it's the Grandpa Mobile once again which is bringing up the rear. And there is John Boy using that power to get onto the back of McFlurry. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Tweetman made a big lunge at PTO5 but sailed on, so unfortunately that move did not stick. Gentleman driver PTO5 really doing everything he needs to do, getting in front and staying in front. Tweetman now has Kevman for company. Man on man action that we're used to seeing on this channel. Look out for McFlurry though, going for a sneaky move up the inside, and Kevman and Tweetman have come together, and that's going to allow other drivers to come through. Kevman just managed to salvage that, but McFlurry and John Boy both made it through past Tweetman. In fact, I made it through as well, so that very, very bad for Tweetman. And now we've got some more changes of position. McFlurry there doing a little bit of bump drafting, trying himself up towards the front, and we're slowing down for the chicane, so no more bump drafting at the moment. That would be frowned upon. John Boy already back up to 2nd, really showing his talent. He's such a good driver, it's terrifying sometimes. But McFlurry side by side with John Boy as we go down towards the 2nd chicane. John Boy has the inside, but he's not quite alongside. You can see as they approach the top speeds that John Boy does have a little extra power, but he's not managed to use it. McFlurry later on the brakes. Oh, Tweetman just barges his way through. That's kind of rude. Really did skittle the other drivers in front of him. I think the stewards will be giving him a talking to after that. Kevman meanwhile and myself and John Boy all side by side as we approach the hairpin once again, going 3 wide. We should know by now this is not good, it's not safe. Back off, fight your battles elsewhere. John Boy's trying to go around the outside. Could he do that at the hairpin? Oh, great move from John Boy. Just hung it out, hoped it would grip, and it did. Tweetman now at the front of this pack. We're not going to call PTO5 as part of the pack because he is just long gone. Although Tweetman is the current highest scorer because PTO5 isn't part of the league. All the same, I don't think that half-second penalty is going to really hinder him. There's a nice big gap back to Tweetman, although Tweetman's got McFlurry for company, and McFlurry gets into him. Oh, McFlurry and Tweetman come together. Somehow McFlurry ends up in that second place. Everybody else bunched up as the 2 cars went sideways. I don't know if McFlurry's going to give that position back or not. Is he feeling generous? I don't think he is. Here's a man who's not feeling generous. PTO5, who is getting the hammer down and putting on a bit of a masterclass for everybody else. John Boy there trying to go around that side. Kevman didn't work. In fact, he put himself out of position, and Tweetman went through. So Tweetman trying to get back up to that all-important top scoring spot. McFlurry putting some daylight between himself and Kevman, so there's going to be some work to do for a third place driver towards the end of the race. It looks as though we're actually over halfway now, so this race is flying past. Just like the cars are flying past. Or, you know, we don't really want them flying, you know what I mean. John Boy looking all at sea in 5th place, not used to seeing him down there. He's usually right up at the sharp end of the field, but he's just been dogged by bad luck during this race. He's going to go for Tweetman on the inside. If they're still together like this at the end of this sort of straight, then yep, Tweetman has the advantage against the inside of that corner. Not really an overtaking spot anyway. Oh, that's a great shot. I like that sunset. And John Boy still in 5th. Can he use his superior speed on the straight? Well, Tweetman's going to have the DRS. So you've got to believe that perhaps he can stay ahead of John Boy, even though John Boy has the cooler car quite clearly. Myself just hanging on at the back there, not really menacing anybody, but Tweetman having a look at Kevman, is going side to side, trying to work out where he can dummy Kevman. Of course, Kevman in VR, just like myself, so sometimes when you're trying to dummy somebody, you have to tell them where you are, and John Boy there, using that extra horsepower to just power past both Kevman and Tweetman. That's quite a car, that BMW, and a little bit sideways. You want to be careful. I say you want to be careful. Obviously John Boy's making it work for him. He should be giving me advice, not the other way around. Tweetman now in the slipstream of John Boy's car. John Boy goes defensive. Tweetman swaps sides. Kevman now looking for the inside into the chicane. Not going to go 3 wide in there, surely. Well, they were thinking about it. It didn't work out for Tweetman. He got shuffled backwards. Kevman went through and then lost the place again. So Tweetman and Kevman trading paint, banging doors, like we're used to seeing on the channel. Thanks for putting on the show, guys. It's always good to see you guys race. Going to go 3 wide into the hairpin again? No, we're not. We're not trying those shenanigans again, because that's just a recipe for doom. I think everyone except McFlurry made it through. Oh no, John Boy didn't make it through cleanly either. He went out and got a track limit penalty. So McFlurry and John Boy both carrying penalties at this point. Looking at the clock, I think this is going to be the final lap of this 15-minute race. We've got myself and Kevman side by side. McFlurry still holding that second place, taking full advantage of the carnage going on behind him. And I think John Boy might be in trouble here. He might not get full points for the sprint race, because right now he's got Kevman, Tweetman and myself behind him, and he's got a penalty. Although Kevman out very wide there, gets shuffled down into last place. Tweetman goes for a move on John Boy, trying to take advantage of that penalty. Can he get side by side with him? Well, it looks like he's passed. needs to hold that position for the S's. Oh, he's done it, he's through. Easy, piece of cake. Yeah, so 30 seconds left in this race. I think this is going to be the final lap. John Boy really has a lot of work to do right now if he's going to catch Tweetman. It doesn't look likely. Tweetman might catch McFlurry. In fact, Kevman might catch John Boy. But it's PTO5 who's dominated this race from the start. Coming through the chicane for the last time. Goes to take the checkered flag. And there we go. There it is. So PTO5 wins the race, the gentleman driver. But the highest scorer in the league is going to be McFlurry. Takes maximum points for the sprint race. Followed by Kevman, John Boy, myself, and Tweetman. So well done to PTO5 for winning the race. And well done to McFlurry for scoring the most league points. So there you go, that was the sprint race. And there was a lot of position changes in that race. It was a lot to keep up with. But thank you for being there, listening to me get it all wrong. And I hope you'll come back for the endurance race. It should be a doozy. Until then, maybe subscribe if you feel like it. You don't have to. It's alright. And until next time, bye bye for now.